In this video, I'm counting down my favorite comic book YouTube channels in 2025. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is my favorite things. I'm ending the year 2025 by looking back at some of my favorite books, moments, and, well, YouTube channels of 2025. I wanted to start this off with the YouTube channel category because it's a little bit of an easy thing to narrow down. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and outside of the movie theater, I don't watch very many movies. But my guilty pleasure, sort of time suck, is YouTube. I watch a lot of comic book related YouTube channels and videos. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorites of the year. And we're going to start things off with the Black Comic Lords. The Black Comic Lords started as a Facebook group some years ago. I've been a member since November of 2021. And, you know, more recently, they branched out into YouTube, and they do like just a phenomenal job documenting and interviewing and platforming Black content creators, Black comic book creators, characters, writers, artists, publishers, from the super well-known and mainstream to the super indie and unheard of. Like, they just do a great job giving a spotlight to those books and the people involved in making them. And I think this year in specific has made the work feel even more urgent that they do. There's been a lot of, like, you know, anti-DEI and whatever initiatives, you know, kind of from the top down. And so this sort of moment in the spotlight that a lot of people and creators have enjoyed in recent years seems to have kind of come to an end. And so I know for me, it's kind of been really important to try to spotlight as many people as possible. And while a lot of you may know, you know, of my affinity for Milestone Media and its comics, and that's kind of opened me up to a world of Black creators, both up and coming and veterans, and that's been cool. The tiny spotlight I can put on it, like, it's something I aspire to, right? Like, to try to do with my platform. But where I admire the Black Comic Lords is that is what they do all day, every day, 2 times on Sunday. I was actually supposed to film this video yesterday. It's Sunday as I'm recording. But yesterday I was going to film this and a bunch of other videos, and I couldn't because I was glued to the Black Comic Lords first annual, we'll call it inaugural, but they did a virtual con, and they had writers and artists and publishers. They gave out awards. Like, it was, I don't know, man, if you're a Black comic book fan or a fan of Black comic book creators, like, that con was the place to be, and that channel is the channel to watch. I can't really sum up in words how much their content means to me. And so they made it on this list of my favorite YouTube channels for 2025. Next up, we got my homies, the Comics Pals. In fact, the next few of these are going to be familiar names if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. But the Comics Pals, again, have made the list, I want to say, for a second year in a row. But I love the Comics Pals because they are a group. There are Sean, Marco, and Tyler, and they have really insightful discussion about the comic book industry, in addition to giving their thoughts on the actual comics every single week. What I admire about them, besides just the group dynamic, and yes, sometimes I'm a guest star on the channel, but it's not frequently enough for me to even be considered biased, in my opinion. But what I admire outside of just their camaraderie and the back and forth of just in the team is their dedication to showing up. Like, I mean, I will turn on a Comics Pals stream and it's like, it's Thanksgiving Day, or it's the night before Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday. I bet they will be streaming on the day after Christmas, that Saturday morning. I bet they will be there, same bat time, same bat channel, and just the community they've been able to put together or attract with their consistency, with the evenness of their takes, even when some of them is a little bit controversial. Like, they do great discussion. Like, that is what comic book shop talk should look and feel like. And I admire them so much. They do such great work. They are true journalists. And I think that says a lot because it's really a fan labor. It's a labor of love. They don't do it with a ton of cooperation from the big comic publishers or anything. They just do it for the love, and they're great at it. So check out the Comics Pals. All these channels will be linked down below. Next up, speaking of dedication, is my man Dominic. The Comic Book Report is one of the channels that I still watch consistently. I've had to kind of pare down some of my viewing, and we'll talk about it with the next contender. But I try to pare down some of it because I feel like I get FOMO a lot. But the Comic Book Report, I watch his reviews, and I love that he reviews any and everything. He will review like the slimmest trade paperback all the way up to the biggest omnibus. And he's typically looking at things from a story perspective, not just like the build quality or speculation or anything like that. But he will read a book, give you an honest overview, give you his legitimate thoughts about it. And with all of that he's doing, he will also find time to give you these aggregate lists. Like, this dude is the BuzzFeed of comics. Here's 5 desert island books I would never want to part with. And here's 5 books that I think make Wolverine the greatest ever. Like, he's the best for that type of content. Comic Book Report, shout out to you, Dominic. Keep it going. Great work. Next up, of course, is my man Omar from Near Mint Condition. Near Mint Condition is still one of my favorite comic book YouTube channels. And this is kind of the one channel that I'm like, I have to watch this channel less. Because just like in the days before I had a YouTube channel, Omar will get you excited for a book. Like, there's a lot of people that have this infectious energy, like people like Day Day from Omni Nation Comics come to mind in that category. But Omar is so well versed and has read so many of these stories and takes the time to read them again before presenting them. And it really shows in his enthusiasm during the video, right? And so there will be a book that is not necessarily on my radar, but I'll see Omar do an overview and I'm like, dang, now I really want that book. The latest example of that was Scooby Apocalypse, which, spoiler alert, is going to end up on another one of these best of lists for me this year. So I have to like watch his channel sparingly because I know he's going to get me to pull the trigger on books that I probably shouldn't be spending money on. But beyond just how great his videos are, he's another person that just does amazing work in the community. And I love seeing people rally behind him because he's one of the few in this hobby that truly deserves all of the accolades he's been given. So shout out to you, Omar. Love you, dude. Now, with all of these categories, all these videos that you'll see in the next couple of weeks, I'm not really naming these in any particular order, but I am going to try to select a favorite overall in the category. And so my favorite YouTube channel for 2025 is Speed Sultan. Speed Sultan is a newcomer to YouTube anyway. He's a part of this wave of creators that came here from TikTok. TikTok, supposedly was getting banned. And so a lot of creators jumped ship from TikTok and started putting more effort into YouTube. And when I talk about Speed Sultan, when I tell you the things that I like about him, it really applies to that whole wave of creators. There's people like Cosmic Collector, my man Rogue Robin, who, had a former life as Noah from Omniverse. Love that dude. Did I name Cosmic Collector already? Emma Fung. And there's a lot of these creators that have popped up on YouTube, but those are the ones that I probably watch the most. And it feels like the de facto leader of this movement is Speed Sultan. What they all have in common, they are like generally college-aged kids. I gotta stop calling people kids. College-aged people. And they are just super enthusiastic about comics. And in particular, single issues. And you'll see these new Comic Book Day vlogs that they do every single week. And I think what I like about it is that these kids grew up on TikTok and the videos feel like it. Like these videos, when you watch them, it kind of feels like 18 TikToks strung together into a long form video. And so it keeps your attention. It's engaging. It's fun. And again, what really just bleeds through the screen is the excitement that they feel about these comics. Everything is peak and awesome. And even like the sort of guerrilla style where I'm using the fancy camera right now. They don't do any of that. They're just using their phone and maybe like an external microphone or something and just pumping it out. And it's great. I think it's amazing for the hobby. I think it's great energy for us to have, especially given all the new things going on, the Ultimate Universe, Absolute, Energon, and all these new initiatives. They kind of got in on the ground floor of that. And I think behind their excitement is going to be a whole new generation of comic book readers and buyers and viewers. And I think that's going to be amazing for the hobby. So because of all of that, what that represents, Speed Sultan is probably my favorite newcomer to the space. And I love that channel, man. I love it so much. So that's it. That was the list. Those are 5 of my favorite YouTube channels in 2025. If you are not subscribed to them already, please jump down in the description below and you'll see links to all of their channels. Go subscribe, give them a follow, and watch their content. It's the best thing you can do for them. Until next time, I'll see you in another one soon. Stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.